Hi everyone. So I noticed that there tends to be a bias against certain geometries or against certain magic symbols. It's understandable because symbols are really powerful, and like any powerful tool, they can be used or misused. So it really depends on who is working with that symbol, that power symbol. And symbols are tools of creativity, of creation. They have the power to create something or even to destroy if in the wrong hands. So it really depends on who, which agenda, and which philosophy is working with these powerful tools. Throughout history, symbols have been misused by various agendas, and I'm not going to name them. Various organizations and various political parties, and you see it usually even in companies' logos, and if you put a power symbol somewhere, people react to it. So it's a really strong tool, and authorities are aware of this. They're aware of how our subconscious mind responds to certain symbols and certain colors. So it's just logical. But in my experience, what comes around goes around. So if somebody is misusing certain symbols to manipulate somebody or manipulate people, it will return to them. And I'm not saying necessarily karma, but in some way it always returns. So I would be really careful. But if you work with symbols with the intention to heal something in your life, to attract something to your life without harming anybody else in the process, and if you use it for yourself and you don't like force it on somebody or force the symbols on someone who didn't ask for help, then there cannot be any danger in working with these symbols. On the contrary, they are really powerful in manifestation, in healing, in energy shielding. Oh God, they're such beautiful shields, and some of them represent really the source of the divine, the source of the absolute, and the God with big G. And it then helps you bring about that energy, that protective shielding energy, because the creation is made of these symbols. If you look at nature, if you look at microcosm, macrocosm, and even us, our bodies, everything is made of these molecules that form certain geometries, or the molecules themselves, they bond in certain geometric shapes, and everywhere around us we see beautiful geometrical patterns. So the creation itself, the result of the divine consciousness, is made of these geometries. So they inherently cannot represent anything bad. It's about how they are then maybe misused for various agendas. But the geometries and symbols themselves are completely neutral. They are like tools, codes of creation. And I have had beautiful experience with getting messages from symbols. For example, if you know the meanings of the geometries and runes, I'm talking about the old Norse runes or the old Celtic symbols and the different geometrical patterns that have been used for thousands of years, and some of them we don't know why or how they appeared all over the world, similar symbols since the Stone Age period. So it's really mysterious, and it's a language of nature. I perceive it that way. And our distant ancestors knew how to work with these symbols, what they represented. And then if you know the meanings, you can receive messages from them. But what I love about this way of, if I could call it fortune telling, is that it works along with the manifestation, healing, and shielding, because it gives you a certain message, maybe that you need to hear at that given moment, but it also gives you this powerful symbol that then you can work with to maybe heal the situation that is presented, or to attract what you need to attract into your life, or to release something from your life that you no longer need, or to shield energetically when there's some difficult situation and such. So the symbol might tell you, be aware, there's maybe some energy attack, but hey, use this symbol to protect yourself and shield yourself so the energy attack bounces back to its sender, for example. So I've been working with these powerful symbols and runes for a very long time, and I've had the best experiences with them. And just to show you, here are some examples of symbols, geometries, and runes, the Norse runes in nature. I take these, I call it fortune-telling walks as often as I can, because it's a wonderful way to receive guidance, but also receive the symbols that maybe could help me with a certain situation. And what I do is that before I leave home, I ask the questions that I would like an answer to, and then I just go for a walk and I observe which symbols and which runes I see. And this is, it doesn't matter if you go to a park, forest, or fields, you can always see certain symbols and runes. And if you see one more often, or if one shows up more times, then it's important to focus on that particular symbol. And the combinations are important as well. If you know the meanings, then you will know what they mean and what they are trying to tell you. Someone once asked me, how do I know if it's really significant, because these basic symbols are everywhere. And you know what they are, but it depends who notices them and where. In my experience, each sees a different symbol or rune at a certain place. When I take these walks with my husband or my friends, they each see different symbols and different runes, and we really have to try hard to see what the other one sees. So it's all about the perception and the individual messages that pop up on the way. You gotta know the basics of symbolism behind these geometries and runes to be able to read the meanings and know how to use them for manifestation, healing, and shielding. And I have several books about this out there if you'd like to learn more about this way of fortune telling during walks. It's really a brilliant way to receive messages from our source or higher self. And you don't need to use any object, any runestones or cards. I feel that it's much more powerful actually to receive guidance during these walks spontaneously. And these symbols are all around us. It's all about if you pay attention to them. They are in the microcosm, they are in the macrocosm, they are in our DNA, they are in our bodies, they are all around us. And you may know the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto. I am not sure if I pronounce it right, but he discovered that water molecules form certain geometries in response to words, thoughts, and I think even emotions. I remember that the word love created a beautiful hexagonal shape, a 6-pointed star. I remember that positive and high vibrational thoughts and words created symmetries and balance, while low vibrational emotions and thoughts and words created these chaotic images. They lacked harmony. I often speak about the importance of the second dimension, how we all coexist in a second dimension, and we may be a specific symbol or a variety of symbols, and to know one's personal 2D symbol makes a great gate to the first dimension, where we connect with our source and the source of the absolute, the source of the divine. The second dimension doesn't mean that it's something lower in the human sense of hierarchy. It's just a more narrow perception of reality. So we all coexist in the second dimension, and in my experience, we all have certain symbols. And to find your personal symbol or your soul's symbol is really wonderful if you plan on inner journey or journey to parallel worlds, because then through the second dimensional version of yourself, you go straight to the first dimension, which is the source, your source, but also the source that connects us to the source of the absolute, the source of the divine, the source of God with big G. I will talk about this more in my upcoming videos that I plan on making about the inner journeying and the different inner portals that we may use, and also the multidimensionality of our energy field and electromagnetic fields. So if you are interested in these topics, please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe so you are notified when a new video is made.